We had a very beautiful bounce for the SPY today. Breakdown of the multi-month trend line denied. Looking at the 15-minute chart, I had a 586.5 level. And look how beautifully it cleared on the 15-minute chart. I wrote this on my Discord. 586.5 cleared, putting 588 in play. Bulls must recapture that level to invalidate last week's breakdown of the inside candle setup, putting 590 plus in play. When we go to the 15-minute chart, it cleared 586.5. It cleared 588. It was a beautiful move to the upside. Now that 588 level was very important because if we remember from the two candle pattern from May 19th to May 20th, we had an inside candle setup with the low was 588. And I mentioned to everybody we wanted to go short or go bearish, get bearish if that level breaks down. And it worked out beautifully. We can see in hindsight from breakdown of 588 going as low as 575.6. Very nice breakdown based on the inside candle setup. But today that level was recaptured. We had a false breakdown setup based on that level. We even recaptured the 585 macro level, fib level, denying the breakdown of the multi-month trend line. Is a higher low now in? I'm looking at that bounce we had off the 200 daily moving average, guys. That could be a higher low if SPY can continue to clear resistant level. The first thing it needs to do is maintain the recapture of the 588 level because that invalidates the bearish setup that we had last week. Above 588 and above 585 keeps higher levels in play. We're looking at the last pivot high from May 19th. That was at 595.5. So if SPY can clear 592, it will put 594 and 595.5 in play. And clearing 595.5 would continue the bull trend that we've been having since early April. And this should send us back to 600 plus. I cannot and will not get bearish on SPY unless SPY can give us a false breakout setup. Today, it recaptured 585 macro level and 588, invalidating the bearish setup. So it needs to give us a bearish setup, which it did not do all day today. That means 588 and 585 must fail. Based on this context, if bears want to put in a lower high, they need to break down tomorrow or Wednesday. Well, I got my days mixed up. Wednesday or Thursday, doesn't matter. 588 and 585 must fail as support. If it does, the odds of breaking down the 200 daily moving average would be much higher if it tests again. So 588 above it, stay bullish. We could head back up to 594 and 595.5 and possibly 600 plus. But below 588 and 585, switch back to being bearish. Triple Q looking bullish. Once again, back above the 5 daily moving average. But once again, we are back around that 522-ish area as resistant. We have tested this level multiple times. However, the RSI is no longer overbought. It's been reloaded, reset. And if 522 finally clears, it could be explosive, guys. It could be explosive. If 522 does clear, it's going to be very bullish. 525, 528, 530 plus would all be in play. Possibly a $10 plus move. Now, if 522 truly rejects once again, then support levels must fail. 520, 518. The 5 daily moving average is almost at the 516 level. So 516 I'd be watching. And if that level fails, it could be a nice pullback to at least fill the gap around 509-ish. Then I have a fib level around 507.7 as well. NVDA is reporting earnings tomorrow, but you guys can see overall it's still chopping sideways, flagging, whatever you want to call it. if it's going to end this chop range based on the last few highs, I need to see it get above 137. So it's a different level now. Above 135, I need to see 137 clear to end the chop range bullishly. It does have earnings tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I tell you, above 137 clearing it would be very bullish, setting us 140 plus. And the chop range for me is once again still at 130.6. So from here, if 135 fails, 133.5, 132, and 130.6 would be a play. And below that, below 130.6, that's when Unco would be bear bias in favor of about a 5 to 10, maybe more, but I'd say about a $5 to $10 move back to the downside. Here is Tesla. Uncle talked about how we could get a big bounce back, right back to the top of the megaphone pattern. I had some plans in my Tesla room as well. For a chance to head to the top of the megaphone pattern, 350 will need to clear to keep the bounce going with 351.5 or higher in play. And boy, oh boy, did it clear 350. What was today's high? Around 364. Holy moly donut shop. It even broke out the megaphone pattern. So for tomorrow, 362 and 360 are support. Above it, we're going to stay bullish on Tesla with next resistance at 364. If 364 clears, there is a good chance we go to 368, 369.5, 371 plus in play. If we want to get bearish in favor of pullback, 362 and 360 must fail to invalidate this breakout. Should send us lower down to 358, 355, and then I have a fib level at 353. Those levels fail, it is a big pullback, possibly a big pullback coming for Tesla. And based on the structure of the megaphone pattern, that is a big drop to the downside. So 362 and 360 will be the equilibrium for tomorrow. Above it, stay bullish. Below it, good chance we get a pullback. Coin, it back tested that rising wedge, found some selling pressure. If it wants to show some bearish follow through, 264.6 and 263 are my support levels. If they fail, 260 and 257.5 would be in play. Now 257.5 is the big buy zone level. A lot of buying pressure from that area last week. So if it breaks down, that would be a big win for the bulls. It should send us at least $10, $15 or more back to the downside. If we are to get a bounce, I need to see 268, 270, and 271.3 clear. Above 271.3 would prevent a breakdown of this rising wedge. It would prevent bearishness and send us back up higher, possibly up to 280 or higher. All right, now here is the VIX. It's looking like a dead cat bounce from that bounce we had last Friday. Based on the context of what I'm seeing here, looking like a dead cat bounce. 17.7 is the next support level. If it fails, could be a nice drop down to 16 and 14, possibly even lower than that. I would not trust a bounce unless 20.4 can clear to put 23 or higher back in play. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys made a shit ton of money today. I love y'all. Peace.